And they've joined the show this season. Let's hear it from our brand new cast members and team with Arden Cho and Dylan Sprayberry.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
So, hello all three of you. Thank you very much for joining us here in London, and I'm sure we have some eagerly excited people waiting to ask you questions. So before we do that, one quick question. Jeff, what's it like for you to see the popularity of Teen Wolf? And Arden and Dylan, when you joined the show, were you aware of how globally popular this series is?
Well, I was actually just in France, in Paris, and the show's incredibly popular there, and it's really nice to travel outside the US, where we get to see international fans and realize just how many people watch the show. So it's a really nice thing, and to know that the show's so popular here, even though it's not even on TV. You all steal it, don't you? How about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting. I had no idea it was so internationally known as well, and so, yeah, we love it.
Well,
I mean,
Arden you were just in Hong Kong, right?
yeah, and even seeing there,
Wait,
I
they
ran
steal
into
it there
a lot of
too.
fans, and everybody steals it. But it's okay, at least you're watching.
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay. I think it's okay.
But this is Dylan's first time in London.
Yes.
So,
Me too.
And what do you think of London so far, Dylan? How's your first London experience been?
I love it. It's great. I love the cold weather. It's awesome.
Okay, right.
we all went out to see Book of Mormon the other night.
It's so
It was awesome. It was
Did you
great.
go in the M&M world while you were there then, in the center of London?
Oh, no, I didn't see it. Did you guys?
You mean M&M's like the candy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. I thought you meant like the rapper. I was like, he lives here in London?
They have it, like, it's a very surreal place.
I didn't
Oh,
go.
I didn't see
saw
that.
it.
I'll have
It's
to go
pretty-
check it out.
Let's open the question. Literally, I didn't even need to say anything. Before I finished the sentence, this good woman's hand went up so quickly she almost gave herself friction burn on her top. Literally, crikey. Yeah, okay. Breathe, try not to pass out, and then just get your words out.
Hi guys. I'm really excited to see you. I'm going to pester Jeff because he's such a rare cookie at the cons. First of all, thank you so very much for creating the show and giving us the opportunity to be a part of this amazing fandom full of so many wonderful people.
Oh, thank you.
And my question, because there are other people working on the show, writing it, I was wondering how much of it is actually your work. Do you tell them what to write, or do you give them the free rein and just like disapprove or approve?
Well, a lot of writers' rooms, especially when you do something like 20, 22, 24 episodes, the showrunner is not often in the writer's room and then comes over to approve. But I'm there actually every day, and we work very collaboratively. Hollywood's very funny about in TV about outlines. Outlines in TV are actually almost mini short stories of the episode. And when I started in TV doing Criminal Minds, I found that to be a kind of exhausting affair to do, to almost write the story before you write the script. So what we do in our writer's room is we actually outline it together. So it's very collaborative. Every single writer in the room has a hand in every single episode. So what's interesting is actually you'll see one person's name on an episode where they've done the first draft, but they actually may have many more contributions in later episodes. Like one of my favorite scenes of last season was the date between Scott and Kira, and where she lights up the light bulbs, and that was Angela Harvey's idea, but her name isn't on that episode. So it's interesting what we'll all lay claim to in certain episodes. Another episode, Alyssa Clark, she's actually now working on Dominion. She left me. But I'm actually very happy for her. She wrote the scene between Braden and Derek where Braden teaches him to use a gun. So it's one of the best, most collaborative processes, and I don't know how I can go back to outlining or writing alone anymore, because I really love my writing staff. Does that answer the question okay? All right.
I have a question off to the side. From
But I will say actually that for my part, I do a lot of the writing. Essentially the writers do a draft, and then I'll do a production draft, which is a rewrite. I basically do a pass on every single script, so it's a very exhaustive process, and that's what most showrunners in Hollywood do.
And we have a question from a young lady here.
You'll have to come back to it.
Hey guys, I know that there's a lot of comedy, especially with like styles. So who's the biggest prankster on set?
We had a lot more pranks in the first season when we were all in Atlanta, and we had nothing to do after the shoot. I would say Posey is.
Definitely Posey.
Posey and Dylan are very into bodily functions, which can get a little disgusting sometimes. There's on the blooper reel actually where Dylan and Posey. No, Dylan and was it the scene with Dylan and
the
Dylan?
Two Dylans, yeah.
When they could not stop farting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which she was
and
there.
I was in that room.
And she was in the room, and she looked like she was nearly about to pass
It was
out.
like the room
Wait,
was like
who was
this
directing
big.
that episode? Because I remember whoever was directing was like, Arden, why are you crying? I was like, I'm not crying. My eyes are watering because it smells so rancid.
Dylan, little Dylan fit right in.
Yeah.
Immediately.
All the boys have farted on me.
We were
I think
timing our
that's
farts.
ones.
It was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
they're very mature.
It's very, very mature.
And we have a question from a lady at the front.
Hi, I was wondering if you can give us any clue as to what Parrish is.
Yes.
I know a lot of people think he's a phoenix, but he's not a phoenix.
Is he like me?
A kitsune? I can't tell you.
Why not?
I'm not playing this process of elimination game.
I won't tell anyone.
I'll tell you that Ryan Kelly knows now.
Oh,
he does now.
does?
Yes. So you can if you find him on the street, if he happens to be in London, you can grill him for answers. You can try to get it out of him. But I think it'll be really fun next season, revealing it. And it's going to have a lot to do with the greater mythology of next season. So we've been planning this for a while. It'll be fun.
Nice.
And we have a question from a lady at the front.
Hello. I was just wondering if in the next season we're going to see Kira's powers develop a lot more, see a lot more of them.
I can't hear.
Sorry, can you say that again?
I was just wondering if in the next season we're going to see Kira use her powers a lot more.
I sure hope so, but you gotta ask this guy.
Yes. Well, one of the things we did last season, I think we pulled back a little on Kira's character because 3B was so much about her. One of the things about doing a TV show is it very much turns into, in the first season, it's very much a star vehicle sometimes, but every TV show has to kind of turn into an ensemble. Like Grey's Anatomy is no longer specifically about Meredith Grey. But we're going to get very much into Kira's abilities and powers next season. What we like to do is we like to introduce a character struggling with their powers. For us, the power is sort of a metaphor, analogy for teenagers finding themselves, which is why you really didn't see Scott master his own power until this season, really, when he fights Peter in the end. That was his sort of final step up towards his alpha abilities. So it took him 4 seasons. So it may take Kira a little while, but we'll get there with her. And same thing with Lydia. Lydia is very much still struggling with finding her power and finding control over it. I think it makes for good drama. I think it can get frustrating for the audiences who want them to be all in power right away, but to me that sort of drains the conflict out. So we want them to struggle.
And we have another question from a lady here.
Hiya. I was just wondering if you think Liam is kind of finding his place in the pack a bit more, because he was the new cub and now he's kind of learning how to find this new piece of himself.
Is that a question for Dylan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's make the kid talk.
I definitely think by the end of this last season, he's a lot more comfortable with everyone, and he feels like he has a new family because he hasn't really been accepted in his past schools, and because of his problems. But now he's starting to find some new friends and feel comfortable, and I think this season, hopefully, we'll see some more of him, working with the pack instead of against them.
We're still gonna have some conflict there, but I personally love the relationship between the three boys. I think they work really well together and they're funny together. I can definitely see us getting some more humor out of it. And Dylan O'Brien and Tyler love little Dylan, so they'll beat him up a little bit. We'll make him part of the pack.
We have a question from another person in the front.
Hi, this is for all of you. If you could keep, that sounds weird, if you could keep any prop you've ever used when filming, like ever, what would it be?
Did you say prop?
Yes.
Oh. I actually do keep a lot of props. They're in my office. There's pictures of Dylan and Tyler playing with my swords.
Your swords? You mean my swords?
They're mine now.
What? They wouldn't give me one. I did ask for it.
Really? We'll get you a sword.
I asked for one of the katanas last season.
No, you might have asked for the expensive one.
Oh, no, I said I'd take any of them.
Okay.
No, and
I
that
have
little
a katana.
Star. My tail. I want my tail.
Oh, you'll get your tail.
Okay, thanks.
I have a katana. I have the club that Gerard used to bash in the wolves in episode 8. I have a lot of stuff, actually. I keep everything. I have one of the silver ingots.
I want the
I love
lacrosse
props,
jersey too.
and our prop master Kat is so good at it, and she'll always ask me. Now she'll say things like, "Do you want one?" And I'm like, "Yes, make one for me." Dylan, what would you keep?
Well, I have a lacrosse stick from set, and I have the rock that I punched from the well scene.
Oh, you do?
I have both of those.
That's
so
great.
Those are cool. And
What about you?
How did you get a stick?
just for practicing and then let me keep it.
Ah, good idea.
Does anyone, you know the well? I'll tell you an interesting thing about the well scene where he climbs up the well. That's the well from The Ring, the movie. And we bought it from Universal. And my producer, Joe, says, he showed it to me one day, and I said, "What the hell did you buy a well for?" And he's like, "We're going to use the well." And we used the well. I was actually really surprised.
Scary.
No,
You know what I want?
The
I want
lady was
teeth.
down there.
You want teeth?
Yeah, I want
You want
the
your
teeth.
own teeth?
No, I mean I want like fox teeth.
Fox teeth?
Yeah. Don't you think that would be cool?
Maybe we should give her teeth. That might be cool.
It's like a centipede, not really.
We have a question from a young lady here on the second row.
Hi, I'm sorry. This is a question for Dylan. I was wondering, there's quite a few parallels between Liam and his friendship with Mason and Jackson and his friendship with Danny. And I was wondering if, what your opinions are on that, and I'm interested in what you think about that.
What do you mean by parallels?
Well, when we first
That
see...
was Morse code.
There's the thing, basically, that obviously it's the seemingly straight guys with the gay friends and the lacrosse thing, and that Liam seems to be, he's at the beginning he seems to be pretty arrogant, just like Jackson, and that's sort of the parallels.
Yeah, I think Liam comes off that way just because he's had to put up these walls to protect himself from people's judgment and stuff like that. But he found a really true friend in the Mason character, especially because the Mason character is really kind of a mother, caring type of person. Like they have that care for you, and Liam can tell that Mason is 100% a true friend. So everything else aside.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
Yeah, we can't hear what we're saying up here. I think I'm saying the right thing. But I think it's. I lost my train of thought. No, it's just we're trying to show friendship, I guess, in the show, and it's a really important one to Liam because he doesn't have very many friends.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't let them in easily.
There were actually there were intended parallels. There's a scene later in the season that's actually an intended parallel between. It's almost a mirror scene of Jackson and Danny in the second season when it's the weightlifting scene. But the idea behind Liam was we wanted to introduce a character who the audience thought was going to be like Jackson, but those issues actually are much more surface. They appear. Jackson's issues of anger and desire for power were selfish and arrogant. But for Liam, it's all it's
like
just
a
a
curse.
facade. He's actually a really nice kid on the inside, which I think you see, and he's actually not motivated by power. It's all bluster, really.
And we have a question from a lady in the middle here.
Hello, my question is for Arden. What have you found so far more challenging about playing Kira?
Sorry, one more time?
What did you find more challenging about playing Kira, at least so far?
Did you say challenging?
You say challenging?
Yeah.
Oh, challenging.
It's hard to hear in here.
Sorry, yeah, it's just the echo. It's so hard to hear. Most challenging, I guess, just finding the right balance between being new, but then like fitting in, and then just jumping into this whole world of supernaturals. And I think with Kira, she's so much more accepting of everything, and very, I guess, positive and more supportive of it all. I don't know.
Did you find the action scenes tough?
No, I like the action scenes.
They all love
you
the
know
action
what it is?
scenes.
I think the action scenes and active stuff, even like playing lacrosse, all of that stuff is like easier in a sense than some of the more still and just like the scenes where we're just like sitting in the classroom talking.
Yeah. Lyndon actually, Lyndon Ashby says the same thing, that he finds he wants to get more into the action. He loves that stuff, but he finds actually some of the scenes where it's just him talking in a room to be almost more difficult because I think you're more self-conscious.
Oh, definitely. I think when you're doing physical action, it almost like you feel more invested and more like it's really happening versus, you know, just trying to create these scenes.
It's harder to be still for an actor.
It is very hard. Obviously, I'm like.
And we have a question from a young lady in the middle.
Hi, I didn't think that this was going to get to me. So my question is for Jeff. I've had this question since season 2, and I'm hoping that you'll be willing to give me a semi-straight answer. I'm really interested in...
That sounds like a loaded question.
No, I'm afraid that you're not going to be able to answer it because you still want to tell us in the future, so you might just be like, no, I'm not going to tell you now. I'm really interested to know if there is a reason that Peter knew that Lydia was a banshee before anybody else did, because he says to her, you were my plan B. So before she starts exhibiting symptoms of being a banshee, he knew. And is there a reason for that? And will you tell us?
I don't know if I want to answer that.
Always gets the hardest questions.
Well, Peter he's very smart and very calculating. And Lydia was a target of his, but I don't know if I want to answer that. Well, we still have 20 more episodes, so there are certain things we still want to reveal. Peter's story probably isn't over yet, so you'll have to wait.
And we have a question off to one of the sides over here.
Hello, I had 2 questions, if that's okay. One, what's happening with the Lydia Styles situation? And the 2, is Kira going to get like any of the samurai armor?
Who's the question for?
You.
Okay.
You, Jeff.
What was the first one?
Is anything going to happen with the Styles Lydia
Styles?
situation?
Well, that sounds like a spoiler. You'll have to wait and see for season 5. That has certainly been a topic in the writers' room, actually. So we'll see. Well, we often start with we've only done like a very short week in the writers' room. We're actually all taking a break. This is the first break we've really had in like 2.5 years. The break between 3B and season 4 was incredibly short, so we've been going non-stop. So we all wanted to clear our heads, and we're probably hiring 1 or 2 new writers. So we're in the process of that. while trying to maintain our writing staff from last season. So I've actually left it quite open to new ideas, and anything and everything is on the table. So one of the first things we talk about in the writer's room are the relationships. Scott and Kira, Styles and Malia, who else is going to get together, who might break up, what's going to be the most dramatic. So we're talking about everything right now.
And I have a question from a lady here.
Hi, the big mystery is who is Malia's mum? So next season, are we ever going to find out who she is?
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Sorry.
Malia's mom.
Oh, Malia's mom?
Yeah.
You will find out, yes. So the question of who is the desert wolf, we're working on that answer. It starts with casting for us. So we've already started looking at actors.
And a question off to the side from this lady.
Hi, I know you probably haven't figured this out and everything, and you can't tell us like specifics, but what should we be expecting for next season, like the high points?
The high points? I can tell you that next season is, for the 20 episodes, we're planning something a little different since it's a different number of episodes for us. We usually plan our story arcs in 12 episode blocks. But this season with the 20, we're going to plan one long arc, especially if there's the possibility it could be the last season. We don't really know yet. So we want to give it a big bang if it is. But it'll be 10 and 10 still, but we're planning on doing one long arc.
When you said possibly the last season, the amount of screams of no from the audience was quite audible here.
Oh, really?
Yes. We have a lady here.
I have kind of two questions that I'll roll into one. Does it ever get confusing on the set, the fact that there are two Dylans and two Tylers, and what's happened to Danny?
Well, we call this one Lil Dill.
We call, Dylan.
And the other one O'Brien.
So many different names for me.
I call O'Brien Dylan.
Oh, you do? I call him O'Brien. I call you Lil Dill.
Tyler Hecklin we call Heck.
Hecklin, yeah.
Yeah.
I call Tyler Posey too. I call him Posey.
I call him Posey sometimes.
D.O.B.
Where's Danny?
Yeah, where's Danny?
Danny took a sabbatical last season, but he will probably, we'll see. I spoke to Keahu not long ago, actually, so that's possible in the future. We'll see.
And we have a question over to the side right here. Sorry.
Hi. This is to all three of you. Do you have a particular episode that you really love or a scene that you just found brilliant to do?
My heart is partial to 324, the finale of season 3B. I loved the snow garden scenes. I thought the acting in it in every actor was phenomenal. My production designer, Rusty, did such an amazing job with the sets. That was a really, really hard episode to do. It was a very collaborative effort. We had, on one night, we had 3 different units shooting, trying to get it done. So it was a lot of work. And our last day was, I think it was an 18-hour shoot day. In TV, pulling off something that complicated on our budget is very difficult. And I just felt like all the performances were so good. I was so proud of Tyler, of Dylan, and it was nice to see Kate reappear at the end as a were-jaguar. And I love the sword fighting in it. I'm proud of that one. What about you?
I like that episode a lot as well too. I mean, filming in the snow was a lot of fun. That was cool. Fake snow. I like 321 because I got to play young Noshiko and Kira. That was a lot of fun, kind of going back and forth because they're so different. Young Noshiko is a lot stronger than Kira is.
And you got to work with Skylar. Right?
Oh yeah, and Skylar, he was amazing. And then from season 4, I really love the date episode, and I love all the fun scenes I get to do with Shelly. Even episode 1 was a lot of fun. Just the club and the dancing and the trickery there, that was fun.
I forget what episode it is in season 3B, I think. But there's a scene with Styles when he's walking through the hospital with all of his Onis, and they're all like killing everyone.
That was 324.
320. Okay, that's my favorite.
You like the killing on all the death?
Just the way that whole scene was made, and then his like creepy smile, like walking down the hall, and then
I was actually horrified at that scene.
I loved it. He's so good at being evil.
If you guys get the DVD or have the episode, watch it. One of the orderlies is killed twice in that scene.
Oh yeah.
I'm not kidding. You'll see him in the back get killed, and then he appears up front, getting run through with a sword.
I also like when Mason got stabbed.
What did you say?
When Mason got killed, that was really funny. Garrett, when Garrett got killed.
Who?
Mason.
When Garrett got killed.
Oh, Mason died.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Kylan. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
was
he
a good
got
one.
run through too.
We've got time for one final question, and it's from this young lady here.
In what way do you think you're similar to your characters that you play in the show?
I feel like I'm so much like Kira, it's embarrassing. I feel like all the awkwardness is very, very similar to real life. I think Kira is more of a confident version of me, and she's definitely stronger. Which actually in real life, I feel like I've become a little bit more like Kira, if that makes any sense. It's a little weird, but she's a lot more bold and...
I think you're pretty strong.
getting there, but definitely awkward.
Well, you're definitely good with a sword.
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. So that's...
She actually does a lot of that herself. She's amazing.
Thank
and,
you.
And the nunchucks, too.
Yeah, that was fun. That was me. I learned that when I was a kid. And so, yeah, it's been fun. I feel like I've been growing a lot with Kira. And it's fun because Kira is new and she was kind of learning it as she was going. And I feel like I came into a role that it was very similar in that sense.
I actually think Arden is just as funny as Kira. Actually, honestly, one of my favorite scenes of last season was her fall down the stairs. I thought that was hilarious.
When I was trying to get this guy.
All right, what about you, Dylan?
I feel like Liam is kind of like we're exactly the same, but we're kind of flipped. Like everyone has anger and sadness deep down inside of them, and you don't really see it. You usually see the other side of them. But for me, you kind of see all of Liam's anger and sadness and all that kind of stuff first, and then you get to know his nice, sweet side. So like for me, I usually don't get angry very much. I'm usually happy and nice and stuff. And then every once in a while I'll get angry. So for him, it's kind of like the opposite way. But he's always nice deep down inside.
Yeah.
That's what we think.
That's what we think.
I think you're confident like Liam. Yeah. We one of the things we try to do is we try to get to know the actors and know their strengths and write to them. So I think it reflects back. Like one of the people I actually that's most fun to write for is Holland, because she can do any range of emotions, and she just I think she actually might be the most different from her character, which is interesting.
She's really different from
Yeah.
Lydia.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a massive round of applause and a
Thank
thank
you, guys.
to our Team Wolf
you so
panelists today, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice to see you all.
Jeff Davis, Arden Cho, and Dylan Spravery. And all three of them will be signing and attending photo sessions throughout
See you guys
the
soon.
day. But keep our round of applause going for our Team Wolf cast members and of